Hi everyone, how are you my dear children? Hope you all are safe and healthy. Okay, so in my last lecture we have discussed pressure and thirst. So today again we are going to discuss another new topic. We are going to discuss the pressure in fluids. What is this pressure in fluids, children? Tell me, what is fluid by the way? Fluid is nothing but it is something that can flow. It can flow easily. Okay, that is your fluid that can flow easily. So fluid can be liquid and it can be gas. So that means they both can exert pressure. I think everybody heard of that atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure means, what is this atmospheric? Atmosphere means combination of lots of gases. So atmospheric pressure, you know, that means there is some pressure exerted by those gases. Okay. Similarly in liquid. Similarly, there will be force exerted by liquid also. Okay. And very important, this fluid exerts pressure in all the direction. It will exert pressure in all the direction. Even in upward direction. Even in upward direction, children. So let us see how it is. Children, today I am going little beyond your book. So please go through this video carefully and it will help you in 11. And why I am going little beyond your class 9 syllabus. As per my opinion, it will help you to understand this portion much more easy, like in easier way. So it will not make this chapter or portion very boring. Maybe you can relate to this subject. You can relate to this portion. You can relate to these concepts. So keeping that thought in my mind, I am going little beyond your 9 syllabus, children. Clear? Okay. So suppose this is a container. Okay, children? This is a container having some liquid. Suppose liquid is there. Let me do like this. So liquid is there inside this container. We know what is pressure, children. Pressure is nothing but force by area. Pressure is nothing but force by area, F by A. So in case of these liquids, pressure will be from this side, from this side, from this side, from this side, from everywhere, from all the direction pressure will be there. Okay. Now suppose the height of the liquid is H. And let us, this bottom area, this area is suppose A. Clear, children? Suppose this point, consider this point. So there will be some pressure. Okay. What is that pressure, children? So pressure will be the, we know already we have discussed pressure is also weight by area. That also we have discussed. So here what is the weight of the entire liquid? Because due to acceleration, due to gravity, it will pull down. So that means it will, this weight will add pressure in this point. Okay. So pressure, you can write weight by area. What is weight then? mg, you know. mg. Suppose area is A. Clear? Then what is this M? We don't know what is the mass of the liquid. Let us take this liquid is, that means it is having some density, children. You know the density, I think. Everybody knows what is density. I think you people know. With that thought, I am describing this. What is density? In Vec term, what is density? Suppose you are taking, have you seen milk, water? Which one is more denser? Or oil? Which one is more denser? Thicker liquid. Glycerin, more denser than your water. Oil is more denser than your water. Okay, children, now you are getting the concept of density. Let this density is, this liquid is having density rho. Clear? And what is density, children? Density is nothing but mass per volume. These small things you know. Okay, this is mass per volume. So what is mass then? Mass will be volume into density. Clear? This is your rho, suppose. Mass per volume. So what is mass? Cross multiply rho into volume. So in place of m, we can write rho into volume. Here I can write rho into volume into G divided by area A. What is the volume of the liquid then? Tell me. What will be the volume of the liquid? Mathematics, children. Cylindrical. Mensuration, cylinder. What is the volume of the cylinder? It is the area, base area into this height. Clear? So in place of volume, I can write A into H. Okay. I think you all are smart. You know. So area into height into G is divided by A is your pressure P. Okay. Now area got cancelled. What is P now, children? H rho G. Very important. We are going to study all those things in class 11. So pressure is equal to H rho G. What does it mean? See, pressure doesn't depend on this area now. Clearly you can see. It doesn't depend on the shape of the object also. Where this shape of the container. You know na, liquid will take the shape of the container it is in. This thing you know. Fluid can take the shape of the container. So it doesn't depend on the shape of the container also. What it depends then? See, height. G is acceleration due to gravity. Rho is the density. Pressure depends on the height. So more the height, more will the pressure. Suppose the pressure at this point will be less comparative to this point. Because here height is more. Here height is less. Clear, children? Now a very interesting thing we are going to see. See, whatever now I am discussing, all are important for your class 11th. Rather, these concepts are very important for your NEET and entrance thing. These small things is going to help you now. Suppose we have just seen with this height. Now P is equal to H rho G. Okay, this is the pressure over here. Complete at the H height. So this is the pressure. Suppose liquid is contained in this, and at this point this is the pressure. P is equal to H rho G. Now I will change the shape of the container like this. So it is wider and it is less over here. What is the pressure over here? Here also it will be same. P is equal to H rho G, children. Okay. Suppose I will change the shape of the container like this. Like liquid is contained in this. Okay. Again H height. So what is the pressure over here? P is equal to same H rho G. Interesting? Very interesting. So what does it mean? That means this pressure doesn't depend upon the shape of the container, children. Okay? Everywhere pressure is same. Let us again try to visualize this thing. Suppose I am just teaching all those things thinking that you kids are very smart and you want to know more. That's why I am touching the little bit higher part, children. Okay? So if you don't enjoy this, please let me know. Then I am not going to teach. I am not going to do more. You can say ki lots of hard work in making such contents and thinking ki what to give, what to share and what not to share, children. Okay? Suppose this is the this thing. See, what is this? Now, two openings are there and we have started pouring liquid. You can say ki water. Suppose we are starting pouring water. What will happen? After some time, we will see everywhere the liquid will be here. And after filling up this area, then liquid will raise to this height. Okay? Clear, children? Now, as you can here height is same. It will raise to the same height. After that it will stop. Okay, that means the pressure at this point, suppose P1, and the pressure at this point P2 is same. P1 is equal to, this is actually hydrostatic paradox actually. Static means this is at rest, your liquid is at rest. All those things when liquid is not in motion. Liquid is at rest. Okay, whatever I am teaching now, this is liquid at rest. When liquid will be in motion, there will be different theory, continuity, all those things will come into play. Okay, Torsell's theorem, so many things you are going to study in class 11th. Now your pressure is over here, same height, it raised to the same height. So here P1 and here P2, both are same. Another way to look at it. Suppose pressure is not same. If P1 is greater, if I am telling P1 is greater than P2. So here pressure is more. Okay. And here pressure is less. So we know the liquid will flow from higher pressure area to lower pressure area. So since here pressure is more, this liquid will try to now move to this place because here pressure is less. Suppose we are considering. Okay. So it will move like this. So that means air, the liquid will now started flowing and it will go to this place. So that means height will be more. Because here height will be less again. Okay. So this height would have been more than this height. Clear, children? But height is same. That means it proves that in both the cases pressure is same. Hope I am clear with this. Okay. If you are liking this thing, if you are loving this thing, this beautiful concept, please leave a comment. Please, children, leave a comment. If you are leaving a comment means I will be encouraged to give you more. Okay? And another one more thing I want to discuss. Pascal law. I am not going into detail, by the way. Pascal law. What is this Pascal law, children? You are going to study this thing in class 11th. But why I am teaching now? It is going to make your job easy to understand this chapter. By the way, what is this pressure? The scalar or vector? Pressure is scalar or vector? Let me know in next class. Leave a comment whether pressure is scalar quantity or vector quantity. I am going to discuss it next lecture. So what is this Pascal law? Pascal law is nothing. When liquid is at rest, it exerts equal pressure in all the direction at a point inside the liquid. Suppose liquid is over here. Okay. At this point, everywhere pressure is same, children. Okay. This is your Pascal law. Nothing great. Nothing. This is not difficult. Suppose you are using a piston over here. So you are applying the pressure. You are pressing the piston. That means you are applying the external pressure over here. And this external pressure at any point in the liquid will get distributed equally, children. This is your Pascal law only. Clear? Okay. So in addition to that, I am going to again teach you something different. Something different means you know compressibility, that characteristics of liquid. Gas is compressible. From I think class 5th or 6th you are studying this. Gas is compressible. But liquid is almost incompressible. Almost. It is not compressible. So, something, let me go with this. This is something different. Container. Okay. We are going to study again in detail in class 11, children, or class 12th. It is 11 syllabus, by the way. In whichever board you are, accordingly you will get the syllabus. So suppose this is a container. Here you can see both the area. I will make it more smaller so you can visualize thing. Okay. So here area of cross section is A1. Here area of cross section is A2, children. Okay. And liquid is, you can say liquid is there inside the container. Okay. So as we know, we'll now use a piston over here. Suppose this is a piston. Okay. Clear? We know liquid is incompressible. That means when we'll apply the force over here, external pressure will be applied over here, this liquid will go and it will change to this side, suppose. Okay. So liquid now, suppose now you are applying external pressure. So you are pressing the piston like this. So what will happen? Liquid level will decrease over here. Let this decrease in level is D1. Now with the same height, not same height, since this liquid is pushing down, so it will go and it will enter into this part. So this liquid level will rise now. Let that height is D2 and let this height is D1. Okay. Mark it. There is no change in volume. Clear? Since liquid is incompressible. So we have displaced this volume now. What is this volume? This volume V1. This volume V1 is equal to, what is the volume? Area cross section is A1 and height is D1. A1 D1. And here, what is the volume, children? What is the volume? A2 D2. Because this volume comes up. So V2 is equal to A2 D2. Till now it is clear? And we know this volume is not changing. So here actually we are doing some work. You are displacing your liquid. So that means there is some work done, positive work done. So you can say you are applying actually force. Let this force is F1, and when this liquid is going out, moving up, that means there is some force applied in this direction. So some work done is happening in this direction. Clear? And since your energy is conserved, that means this work done should be equal to this work done. Can I write this? Suppose this is the work done, W1 is equal to work done W2, children. Clear? Okay. What is W? Force into displacement. Work done is equal to force into displacement. So here it is F1. What is the displacement? D1. And here what is W2? It is F2 into D2, children. Okay. And what is this D1? How to calculate D1? We can take this is D1. So we can get the D1 from here. So what is D1? V1 by A1. So I can write in place of D1, V1 by A1. And in place of D2, I can write V2 by A2. V2 by A2, children. Clear? What is this F1 P1, children? F1 force by area. So simply this is P1. Simply this is P1. And into V1 is equal to P2 into V2. Okay? And already I have told you this volume is not going to change. So volume is constant. That means V1 is equal to V2. So what does it mean? Pressure P1 is equal to P2. Interesting? Whichever thing from beginning we are discussing, again we are proving this. Pressure P1 is equal to P2. Hope I am clear with this. Actually, this theory has got beautiful application, that is your hydraulic lift. This theory is applied in the case of hydraulic lift. Hydraulic lift. Where you will see this? Like in garage. Have you seen how they wash their car? It will be at up. This hydraulic lift. You will use to take the car up. You will use this concept. How you will use? Can I discuss a little bit more? Hope you will not get angry with this. Why this teacher is teaching so much? It is not in a book. But why is he teaching? I am a little mad. Okay. So let me get the feel of physics. What is this hydraulic lift, children? What is this hydraulic lift? Let us. We know this is area A1 and this is very smaller area and this is a very bigger area. Let this area A2. Let this area A2, you can say 5 times of A1, suppose. Okay, this area is A1 and this is much bigger one. Let it is 5 times of A1. Okay. What is the pressure over here? We have just studied P1 is equal to P2. So what is the pressure over here? Let me erase this so that I can prove a beautiful thing. You will realize P1 is equal to P2. Just now we have seen. So in place of P1 I can write F1 by A1, and in place of P2 I can write F2 by A2, children. Okay. So what is F1 by F1 by F2 is equal to, I can write A1 by A2. Clear? What is A2? I can write 5A1. So this is equal to 5A1. So A1 get cancelled. So what does it mean? F1 is equal to, I can say F2. Let me write like this. F2 is equal to 5 times of F1. What does it mean, children? What does it mean? Like the force applied over here, 5 times more force it will take. This force is in upward direction. Suppose you want to lift the car. So suppose you are standing here. Give little bit of force. Give little bit of weight over here. 5 times of that weight can be lifted off. This F2 is 5 times of this force. Let this force, F1 is your weight only. Suppose you are putting a weight. You can say force. Either you can apply force or you simply stand. What is your weight? Suppose your weight is 60 kg. So how much weight it can lift up? 5 into 60, children, that is 300 kg. Are you getting it now? Are you getting it? So you will see this concept in all the garages where they are cleaning the cars. Okay? Next time when you are going to the garage, please have a look. Everywhere you can see this physics. Clear, children? Hope done today. For today it is done. Pressure. Okay? And next lecture we will discuss something different. So pressure in fluids is done, children. Okay? I think you have understood this lecture. If any doubt, please leave a comment so that I can raise. If you are raising your doubts, I can address the doubts. Okay? Okay. Please take care, children. Focus, study, but have some relaxation also while studying. Otherwise, you are not going to get it. Okay. Okay, children. Thank you for watching.